following year of Galera. It's wonderful to see so many of different constituencies gathered here on this very spectacular celebration of 100 years. I want particularly also to thank Catherine and the Director of the National Library for the occasion which has brought us together. I have many favourites among the postcards, but there will be others that can look at the postcards and enjoy them. But I particularly like the one where women are sitting, they're either doing kind of close sewing work or studying, because I want to pay particular tribute to three groups that found their wellspring and are still with us today in the country from this period. And the first ones that I want to mention are teachers. I want to thank the women teachers and some men teachers for the way they have promoted women's history in the last 20 years in their programmes on the inter and media site. You have done excellent work and please continue doing it. Your work is not easy in the last 20 years with the population of youngsters who are so much into technology and into Facebook. But please continue the work. It is very important that we get a gender balance in our society. The second group that I want to thank, we don't often think of them, but they're very present to us, and I occasionally omit them simply because they're so modest, and yet they've made such a huge contribution to our society from this period, and that is the Irish Country Women's Association. I am always very moved when I realise the kind of practical things they brought to the Irish countryside and to those parts of our cities which are unprivileged. Running water is just one of the very, very practical things that they've done. And please continue to be a lobby. Please continue Irish Country Women's Association to be a lobby for the better things in life, for not just rural life, but for disadvantaged areas in the cities. I was in 3 o'clock with one Lord now on Gaelic League. Margaret Alice Million, Vichy Mar Fundador, coming in the Gaelic. I was pushing on top the Gur Fushi Dish on Channel All Machine, Hogant o Ve Comatose no Ve Marav. I was saying Ve Biokant, I was Dina Kasun, the Nuli Gondel, and Fila is Mo in St. John of Gaelic Philadelphia. I want to pay tribute to Alice Milligan as one of the founders of the Gaelic League. Irish was dead, practically dead, when they started the Gaelic League. And they have brought it to such an extraordinary perfection that even though we grumble, were this country to be conscripted under some awful military autocracy, such as Libya today, we would all find enough Irish to communicate secretly with each other. There is no doubt about that. But I also want to pay tribute to the many poets that Alice Milligan represents, and particularly I'd like to speak very respectfully of Nuala Nigona, whose great collection, Keshna Chanan, the language question in the 1990s, again drew our attention to this marvellous inheritance that people like Alice Milligan brought to life in that glorious period. It's my favourite period in Irish life, those 30 years of the Irish Renaissance. Enjoy the day. Agus Canarian Boat.